Hey guys, it's Shane here at Tank Under Miniatures with Josh.
Hello, hello.
And today we're going through tanks we believe need to be introduced to the game. This is a follow-up to Tabletop Tactics. They did a video, I think it was last month, and they were saying units they wanted in the game, and one thing they specifically mentioned was, they said the Guard don't need any more tanks. And I thought about that. In my head, I thought about, what tanks could we use? And they're right for the most part. Guard don't really need any more. But we'll get to that when we get to Guard. But I thought, well, what about the other armies? What tanks do they need? And what, could they use? We decided to have a think about that. And this is what we think could really help the game. So let's start in alphabetical order. It's somewhat alphabetical order. It's Wikipedia order. I went from that. That's how I rate most things now.
Exactly. A for Sisters of Battle.
Yes, Adeptist, Sororitas. So we got our Sisters of Battle. So I got the nice Castigator there. So this was their newest tank. It's kind of funny because Sisters of Battle pretty much picked up the old stuff from Space Marines. It's a hand-me-down army.
And honestly, Castigator does pretty well for as Predators go.
Oh, absolutely.
The loadout's good. The invulnerable save never hurts.
Yeah. So, but what else do they need? Because what they don't have is they don't have a Land Raider equivalent or anything like that. They don't even have any real super heavies. Like Space Marines don't really have super heavy. They have a couple. Like they have the Fire Raptor and they have the big floaty ship. But yeah, there's even less for Sisters of Battle. So what we talked about, and this is what they talked about as well. This is what I found some artwork. This guy. So yeah, it's a big battle fortress. So probably a bit bigger than a Land Raider. And so you can fit a whole lot of Sisters in it. So yeah, you just crusade out, go straight up the middle, and then everyone disembarks. Weaponry, it's not so much about the weaponry. It's more of a support and transport. So it wouldn't be super crazy, like damage output wise. What I'd like is have like a big light emitting from it, and so units that disembark and then charge are like -1 to hit. So it's sort of like the Lord of the Rings when Gandalf comes down from like the mountain at dawn and all the lights behind him. That's when I want to see Sisters of Battle like crusading out. They're charging out and there's this blinding light behind them, and it makes them -1 to be hit. That's what
not really a charging army for the most part. They're close quarters shooting, but
that too. But I don't mean literally charging, unless you're doing your whatchamacallit, your Celestins. I mean, they're great at charging, but having them come out and it kind of like the Dawn of War trailer. When they come out and they it's astounding. They're here to save the day, and it's just this big. A whole big to-do. It's a whole big display of the Emperor's light and such. So it's got to be a centerpiece. It's got to be showing out, where the light in the darkness, essentially.
I do believe the Sisters deserve a centerpiece that's, has a toughness higher than 3.
That's it. Their other centerpiece model, that the Funeral Brigade. I was never a fan of that.
No, it's a cool model, I guess, but if your centerpiece model is you're literally talking about how you've died already. Don't know if that's setting the tone you want for a victorious army.
Well, that too, but I mean, in death, the Emperor wins because every death is another thing he can absorb, and he all becomes bigger. You got to see as one big conglomerate bowl of energy that keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I don't see any possible problems for that in the future at all.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Exactly.
yeah, that's what we feel Sisters of Battle need. They need,
They need a big, super heavy centerpiece.
yeah, super, and
Something that helps.
but it's primarily a transport. It's a transport and it's a support unit. It's not really going to be doing the damage. It's, yeah. I think that would make it a lot more affordable as well, because that's where I think the cost is factored into so many of these things, is just how much damage they deal. So by being a support and transport, you can keep it like every army should be able to field one of these essentially.
Pretty much. And like the cost of a Bane Blade, just as an example, is really quite low.
Yeah, but Bane Blades also suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Morty and Glory did a video about that recently, and it was funny because it came out when for my last one where I was fighting two Bane Blade equivalents, and all I had to do was just charge in with my tanks, and it's well now they're hitting on 5s, so and they can't use their blast weaponries against what they're in combat with, so it's so easy to take them offline. So I think having something that big with that footprint, it needs to primarily be a support role.
Exactly. I think options for like what exactly the support is. So, let's say the disembarking stealth infantry, that's default, the shining light of the sororitas. There could be a few additional supporting items. So we're seeing a few bits and pieces on the art there. Spotlights, maybe you get to choose 1 or 2 item spotlights, let you pick a target you've shot at, they lose cover.
Yeah, that would be
some
good.
Coordination that means your tanks can use this tank's line of sight. So if a target is within line of sight of this one, your indirect weapons don't take the penalty. Stuff like that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's more support. Yeah, it could. Yeah, it should have a big light that just shines like a big spotlight. Yeah, that'd be cool. I guess you could do it as like weapon options. Do you want to give it the big spotlight, or do you want to give it like a big loud hailer that gives everyone in range takes this leadership, uses the thing's leadership for it or something. It'd be something fun like that.
Yeah, exactly. And a full army supporter, like something to really base your army around.
Yeah. Rather than taking a whole bunch of like rhinos, which I love, but have one big one as well, and just fit a whole lot of sisters in. This baby can fit so many sisters into it. All right, let's go to the next one. So we're looking at Custodes.
Yeah,
I noticed
a good tank, I think, is what they need. Just flat out a good tank.
Well, I mean, all the tanks are good, but like when I brought the tank list to the tournament when I did, it had a lot of trouble against specific things because every Custodes thing is set to do one sort of job. Yeah. So pretty much the tanks are all anti-tank. They don't have anything that's really good against infantry. That is the main way to hurt Custodes. You hoard them, you bog them down, and surround them. Yep. So what they need is a variant to the grav tank, not a new tank, just a variant where the Telemon is probably, this guy here is probably the best anti-horde when he's got his 2 accelerator cannons. That that can deal damage. So we replace the big long-range shooty with just a couple of these. And if you can have the bolt launcher there, that's a really good long-range shooter, like blast weapon. Because, they don't really do blast weaponry. So they need a tank that is going to give blast, and it's going to give it a lot of number of sort of shots.
Yeah, a horde clearer. There's not a lot, as you said, there's not a lot of chaff clearing in this army. They're very good at killing elites, but for example, I was spitballing at one point, what's it called? The Death Dread, the can mobs. The orc detachment that lets you take a whole bunch of walkers.
Yeah. And
lets you take grots as battle line.
Oh yeah,
imagine the sheer indignity of losing as Custodes because you cannot physically kill 120 grots in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. They're supposed to be the way they take care of hordes is they clear it out in person. They get up there and they sweep it. You know, they just get the brooms and they sweep it all away. Their long range shooting is supposed to counter stuff that is also long range shooting. They're very specific. Everything has to mirror something. So yeah, I think just give the grav tank its give it a horde clearing tank. That's all they really need. Give it some blasts, like I said here. You just got to get the weapons that's on this guy onto the grav tank. Boom, problem solved.
Exactly.
You don't need to put any more effort into that, and it's got the monster hunting rule on the tank. So just give it reroll ones to hit against infantry. That's all you got to do. It's perfect. All right, so that's Custodes done. A nice easy one. So AdMech, like you said, we pretty much just need to bring this guy back into it.
Much like they're the custodians themselves of the biggest guns the Imperium has. Why are we not fielding them?
Yeah, it's funny how these things sort of just vanquished after the heresy, because they didn't need to. They're still here.
Yeah.
In the lore, of course, these things are massive. I think these are Lords of War. These are like Titan-sized. You could have
the full-size Ordinatus, like, wouldn't fit on a table, so we need something like a little scaled down.
Yeah, you definitely could, and have it just like knight size, and you have it where it has this massive footprint, and a massive footprint is good as well because it just stops. You can use it as a roadblock if you wanted to, because it's got so much hit points. Even you can give it a massive gun. I see it's got other gun variants you can put onto it. But yeah, even if its gun's going to be ineffective, just put it in the front. It's going to be hard to take down. So,
and I can see this being like similar to what the sisters have. This, because it is such a prized object of the Mechanicas, they could take some sort of leadership bonus from it, or fight harder if enemies are nearby because they must protect this artwork, basically.
Or kind of like when tech priests when a vehicle explodes, they just go angry and they get extra attacks. I guess if you bring this guy and then if he dies, all your AdMech guys get like +2 attack. Army wide. When it dies, everyone is incredibly upset and they all just want to go into a frenzy.
I'm just thinking, like, you take one of these things in the center of your army, you look towards the camera and say, I'm going to do what's called a pro gamer move. Slide it straight into the enemy lines, they destroy it, and suddenly your army just wipes them out.
Well, that's exactly what I used to do with Templar in was 6th or 7th, and when you lost an initiative, when you lost a model in your Crusader squad, they all got rage. Every model got +1 to hit when you took a wound. So you just let an initiative acolyte take the overwatch, and one goes down, and then when you charge in, you get all these extra attacks because you wanted someone to die. You made sure someone died just so you got that bonus. So
yeah, fair, very fair, honestly.
So that could be really fun. That's a really fun playstyle. But yeah, it's such a iconic AdMech guy as well. It seems a shame not to have it around. I think a lot of people saying that. Just bring Heresy back into 40k. It's still there. I mean, it's AdMech. They hoard everything.
Yeah.
Like
the Custodes have marched out from the palace. Why are we holding anything back at this point?
Well, yeah, pretty much. We're in Heresy 2.0. It's cool. So then we got Guard, Imperial Guard. So in a way, like I said, we were talking about the other video was, they don't need any other tanks. The only tank I could sort of think of doing was actual variants from regiments. And it's sort of already filled, like a command tank, that's like a Cadian thing. Vostroyan, that's like the long-range Vanquisher tank, because that's what Vostroyans are all about. Everyone's sort of already set. So the only one I could sort of think of was the Catachin one, where I like how they've done this. They've done it sort of camouflage style, and you just give it the Bold Predator Flamer as an option, because they don't have a Flamer option, available. So you give it this Devil, what do they call it on Catachin Devil patent Leman Russ, and it's just for clearing things out, because you're fighting back the jungle, a jungle that's fighting you back actively. So yeah, I feel a big heavy flame tank would really suit Catachin, and yeah, for its special rule, I'd give it the camouflage rule, where if it stood still, it was -1 to be hit.
That's pretty interesting. You rush that up to the front lines because it's a short range tank, and then you just sit there and take your -1 to hit. That's a pretty interesting combination.
Well, pretty much. It becomes the front wall, as well as it's a slow moving. It's designed to it's just to push back. It's like a gridiron player. It's pushing back. It just keeps putting more flame, more pressure, and it's just gonna get you back.
I think I'm all for diversification of Leman Russes, especially in like detachments where, this is for Destroyer and they have bigger guns, they have fancier guns. This is Catachan, they really need foliage clearance. Talon Raiders, for example, might get something that moves a bit faster. What I'd like to see is a slight retool of some of their other tanks. Like take the Hellhound, for example.
Mm-hmm.
That's toughness 10, 11 wounds, 2 up armor save, if I recall correctly.
It's got a 2 up now for some reason.
Yeah, it's a very solid, like that is almost a frontline battle tank. It is a very solid medium tank.
Yeah, you pretty much just throw it out there.
Toughness, drop the save, maybe tweak the wounds a little bit, up its movement. I think the Guard actually need to take some of their medium tanks and make them light tanks.
Well, they used to have, that was pretty much the exact what that was a Salamander scout tank. That's what it used to. So yeah, I guess you could bring back the Salamander. I think it still has Legends rules, but I'll have to redo the Legends video. I keep getting requests. Hey, update your Guard Legends list. And I was like, all right, I guess we're pretty much set now with what we know is going to stay Legends at this point.
Fingers crossed.
We'll have to do that. But yeah, I guess another one. Like, it's weird they brought back the Venator as well. The Taurus Venator. They brought that back for Necromunda. And so the model's there. It's there, and it had rules for the longest time. You got a new plastic model. Why?
I can't help you with that. Necromunda just gets some really cool models.
They sure do. We love them. So that's what would be good for Guard. Yeah. So yeah, like we were saying, that there's options for more tanks. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything too brand new, because pretty much all the roles are already filled. This is just making some roles a bit more niche. Okay, so that's the end of that. So
Grey Knight.
This was the old Grey Knight patent Land Raider, where it had the special flamers on the side and the side cannons on the top there. So yeah, it's an interesting one for them, because of course this is Legends. I don't think this is even Legend. I don't think this just exists. I think this is out of the just out of the game. So the question is for Grey Knights, do you just get a Predator and just put side cannons on it? Does that make it worth having for Grey Knights?
Maybe. Like, I feel like there's, you know me, I'm a sucker for good war gear. I think there's space for something that can support nearby Grey Knights themselves, like some sort of war gear you can attach instead of side sponsons that gives them benefits to psychic stuff or improved invuln saves. But yeah, I agree. They need a tank, point blank, that's not a Dread Knight, something medium, something reasonably fast, and something with good fire suppression.
Yeah, because I mean, Grey Knights, they are a close combat army. Like the way I was explained to me, they're like White Scars. They're an assault army. They're fast. They look like they're big and they're tough because they're Terminators and stuff, but they're supposed to be played as a fast army, not dissimilar to like Dark Eldar. They're a assault faction, so yeah, do you give them like a faster tank, or do you give them a big heavy centerpiece tank to sort of distract the enemy in a way? And do you give them a new special weapon, or you just say, oh, their thing is side cannons, just pop more side cannons on it?
Give it a bigger side cannon, call it a day.
Yeah, I suppose so. There isn't a great idea for them because...
Actually, the one thing I think they could use is a little bit of like, not long range, but close range anti-tank. They don't have a lot of anti-tank.
No, that is true. They probably do need like just a big anti-tank tank itself. Yeah, their biggest heavy anti-tank is in close combat. So yeah, it wouldn't hurt to give them something like, maybe some more twin las cannons, because give it a Predator and give it some sort of side las cannon or something.
yeah, make them focus.
Exactly, something like that. All right, but that's enough of Grey Knights. They can be forgotten.
Yeah.
This is one we didn't mention in the chat earlier. We completely forgot Imperial Agents.
Oh, Imperial Agents.
Just like everyone else has. So the main idea I had for them was just bring back the Prometheus. It was a great model. I still got mine. Where it's got the Auspex scanner instead of the secondary weapons, and its primary weapons are just the side quad heavy bolters. So it's designed to just whittle down everything. It can just say, this thing doesn't have cover anymore. It's like a scalpel. It's like it'll just cut things out and it'll hunt things down.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It's a hunter Land Raider. And they really need that because so much of the Imperial Agent army, if you just take an Imperial Agent army force, it's all, like, nothing has heavy armor. It's all infantry that's like light infantry. So having a big carrier that you can just send up the middle would be really helpful. Really give them a chance because they have immolators, they have chimeras you can use. It's all pretty light transports. I think the army's sort of built to be foot slogged in a way, and depending the playstyle you have, foot slogging can be very detrimental to your army's health. So having back the Inquisitorial Land Raider, it just would suit. And like I said, I just really love the model. It's just
all things, even in the battlefield, I can only imagine an Inquisitor would ride in style. Like a full Land Raider dedicated to their actions, something that genuinely looks so fancy. It's like, damn, only the Custodians would use more gold in that.
Yeah, exactly. It's supposed to be intimidating. So, I feel that would really help because they just don't have any vehicle options. You could redesign or just forget about it. Just I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But that's it for the Forgotten faction. Then we had Imperial Knights. So your idea was give them a support tank.
Yeah. Something that can help them repair, something that can provide a bonus on the battlefield. Because you've got these walkers out there, and they are just alone. While you have knights, obviously, and knights should be big and powerful. You've got your little, your fast mover, little lighter knights. I know they're called war dogs for chaos.
Armigers.
Armigers, that's right. Like, the faction needs like a chaff infantry to stand in their way, but it also needs some kind of support, something to keep these walkers in the fight.
Yeah. Because I had to think of it. It's kind of like, remember in the third Matrix movie where they have those Dread Knight guys, and then you have the guy pushing the cart with the more ammo, and he's got a gun.
Yes.
Something like that. So you could send these guys up. They can repair and they can replenish ammunition. It's either that or have it like a big crane thing. Because people would, I saw some people talking about this. Because you know the scenery, that's like the little tractor things, and they got the big crane on them.
Yes.
Yeah, use something like that on a bigger scale, so they can reach up and they can like put new ammo into like a battle cannon and stuff.
That would look very good. I think one thing this could actually use that would make the army as aggressive as they want it to be, give these vehicles sticky objective.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That way the whole army just moves up support and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a cool idea. It's sort of like it kills the... Not exactly kills, but it changes the whole idea of, it's walkers only, you know, but nobody really does that because they always bring little support stuff anyway, like a lot of, competitive knight players will just ally, like, Voidsmen or the Judge Red guys. They'll just have them in to do, like, functions and stuff. They always bring little... So, no one in a competitive sense ever brings just knights. They always bring knights with allies. So this is just cutting out the middleman, just saying, we know what you're going to do, so here's some support guys that aren't knights, but it's for your knights. It's...
Yes.
You just call it a squire tank.
Oh, that's so good.
It's the squire support tank.
Perfect.
He just comes up behind and give me my lance. Here it is, and take off my armor. And
that could lead to a lot of interesting options. I like that a lot.
That'll be fun. All right, we might have to actually. I might make some rules for that later. We'll see how that goes. All right, so fun stuff for Imperial Knights. Now we're looking at Space Marines.
Oh, there's a lot of Space Marines.
Space Marines, like, they have the largest amount of tanks, which is surprising. It's them. You think it's Guard. Guard just have the most interesting, I think. But Space
they've
Marines...
got like 6 different ways to cut a Lehman Russ, and the Space Marines are like, no, every one of these is individual.
Exactly. So, pretty much the Gladiator, that's your replacement for Predators. Predators were given to Sisters of Battle. They were given as hand-me-downs because they have these guys. Which would have made more sense if they could still fly, but they don't anymore, even though they look like they do, but never mind.
Rules.
Yeah. So, we're going to look at variants, because there's one tank that hasn't been Primaris-ified. And that, of course, is the Vindicator. So the Vindicator, you've just got to take that Gladiator tank and basically just put the Vindicator cannon on it. Put it on it, and not necessarily give it the siege drill, because it doesn't need the sheet shield, because it doesn't need the shield, because it's floating. Give it like some heavier armor though, because all these tanks have 3-up saves. Even I think the repulsors still have only 3-up saves. So
that sounds right.
Yeah, so this would give it a tank that has a 2-up save. Like I said, the Primaris tanks don't have 2-up saves, so it would give them a 2-up save tank. So just a Gladiator with, that's designed to take the place of the Vindicator.
Because we do have the transport we have, because everything short of the Land Raider back on treads was based off of the Rhino chassis.
Yeah.
So we do have the fast transport, the Impulsor, I think it's called.
That's kind of its own thing, because I don't think the Gladiator chassis is the same as the Impulsor. I think it's longer.
Because the only thing I'm thinking with that, and it is desperately stupid, is you take an Impulsor, you make it a bit longer, obviously, and then instead of having the heavier stubbers, I'm not 100% sure why Space Marines have stubbers, instead of having the heavy stubber turrets on top, you have almost like the Vindicator turret poking up at an angle over the back of the tank.
So you're pretty much making it, you're making it like a mortar, a big mortar tank. You could do something like that. It reminds me of the war wagons with mortars in them.
Yes, yes. And then you just, like you said, heavier armor, you literally just bulk additional parts onto the front of this thing to be, yeah, this is the part that is going to take the damage, and the big cannon at the back is what's going to be shooting at you.
I see. It's like a mobile artillery platform.
Yeah. And like that I think would be the scariest part of all, is it would still retain like a pretty fast move rate.
I suppose that's what, Marines are supposed to be doing. They're supposed to come in and just, they're not,
Not here for a long time, here for good times.
Well, that's it. So that'll be fun. Alright, so that's the ideas for just your normal Space Marine. Then, of course, you got your... we got our Blood Angels. Now, and again, we're looking at the Ball Predator with the Flamers, because that's all you got to do. Take the Gladiator, take out its melters, just put Flamers on it, and call it a day. It's a Ball Pratten... Ball is about... it's that pattern, pattern Gladiator.
Yep.
And it's just all flame. It's weird how Blood Angels have flame as... It's like a lesser icon of theirs.
Bad, yeah. It's actually, I've had a thought on this one. Since they are technically hover tanks, you know how they've had like on Wings of Fire historically for their attacking, like their deep striking assault marines.
Oh, you can use the deep strike a Land Raider for Blood Angels.
Oh yeah. Now give it to these guys, except that as it comes in, you can deep strike it, and then you pick an enemy squad within 12 inches to just take a flamer attack, because the flaming jets coming down burn them or something.
Well, it's exactly it's basically doing like Sisters of Battle with the Seraphim that come down. I mean, I guess it's an angel thing. They're both angelic, and angelic means a lot of fire for reasons.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, so they're just that descending flames. just reminded of what was the movie? The A-Team movie. Remember they had the tank in the air and they're shooting it?
Yeah.
So it's something silly like that. You could have a tank that's descending and it's shooting at the ground as it's coming down to Earth.
What do you mean we lost aerial superiority?
We are the air. Oh, so that's fun. So, yeah, you don't need to do much for them. Then, of course, Space Wolves, same thing again. Just put frost cannons. You got your big frost cannons. There used to be the pattern where you'd have it on the Land Raider, but I think, just give it to a Gladiator. Make it a Gladiator Mjolnir pattern where it's got its frost cannons.
You want to bring people into using the Gladiator from the old stuff. Give them the special rules. Give them the special weapons. Like, make them want to have these things in the army.
Yeah. I think if they have their own specific identity, not just, we're just Primaris Predators. It's like, no, now we're specifically, a certain kind of Predator based on your chapter. It just makes them stand out more.
Like, it's literally your own lore, right, that the chapters are starting to accept this stuff.
Yeah, so I feel that, it's sort of one of those things where you are leaning in, because it's like, oh, it's Space Wolves. Everything's wolves. Everything's wolf pattern. Everything's frost pattern. And in some sense, it seems kind of lazy writing, but it is the standard. You have to lean in with these chapters. The same with Salamanders. Everything's about fire. Everything's about melted. That's just how they are. It's like I said, everything's one-dimensional.
It's called staying on brand, damn it, and we love them for it.
I guess so. You can't fault it for that. So yes, it may seem, like that, but we're keeping to form. It's not out of the what's already happened.
Yes.
Let's see. So Black Templars. I just want my Knight Vindicator. So my Vindicator, and it's got this spear on the front. It's just a ramming tank. If you remember the scene from the second A-Team movie where they parachute in the big, it's not really a tank, it's like a car, but it's got a massive ram on the front, and they use it to just break down a wall.
Yes.
Essentially, I want that. I want a tank that's like a Vindicator that just has a big lance thing on it that can just ignore terrain because it'll just break through it and then just deal this massive tank shock sort of hit. I feel that would make sense for Black Templars, and I just think it would be really, really awesome.
You can just picture it. It slams through a wall, it rams into some heavy armor, pinning it, and you've got just Crusaders pouring through the breach behind it.
Yeah, exactly. It's there to sort of be the termite drill. Only it's not come from underground. It wants you to see it come through at you. You got to be afraid of this thing just driving full force, demolition derby style. Yeah, so I want my tank with a giant ram spear type thing on it. That's just gonna give no damns about where it ends up.
Exactly.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. So yeah, that's what I want for Black Templar. So then we're looking at Chaos Demons. So we have the Soul Grinder here. Essentially, so what you're thinking is we just make it more tank-like?
A bit, yeah. Like, we've seen the Defiler. We all know the Defiler. That's the tank version of this. I think we bring back the Soul Grinder. We give it, like, a couple more mechanical weapon options or something like that. Or, better yet, like, I like the spider legs, but we can give them treads. We can give them big honking wheels or something like that. And then they can drive around being the fire support that the demons really don't have.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Essentially, you just whack a skull cannon on the back of this thing as well, and just combine the two together to make a new sort of weapon. It's sort of like what I've been hearing. I think Valric was talking about it, where the way what they might do with the Chaos Demons now is, of course, because they don't want cross models for games anymore. That's why, you don't have Beastmen in Sigmar anymore, because they're fantasy.
Yep.
So you have to rebase your armies twice already. So that sucks for Beastmen players. They already have to be Beastmen players, and but it's
twist the knife.
That's it. But essentially, so what they're saying is Chaos needs to sort of be redesigned, and it won't look, because right now demons already look so fantasy. In this case, what people are saying that needs to happen is they need to doomify Chaos Demons, where, in Doom, everything is, because you look at this guy, this is a boss from Doom.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so because the whole theme is, because demons can't stay outside of the warp for very long. They come into the material plane. It's hard for them, but they have an anchor, which is a material product, like what it's made of. It's made of metal. That is permanent in the material sort of realm, so that keeps them able to stay outside of the warp. So, because of that, because these demons want to stay within the universe, they have to embrace this physical aspect to them. So, they're saying that demons should be redesigned to be more like how they are in Doom, where they are more mechanical, much like the Arcaphane.
Like, this guy's come onto the scene. I'm still waiting for my cyborg demons.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people are saying the demons need to be, because everyone's saying, it's like, demons are getting a codex for 10th. Demons might just be squatted out of the game. And this is essentially what I think they would be replaced with, these cybernetic horrors, demonic horrors, aka, Doom, Deep Space. I think it fits. I really want this to happen. It's like,
actually, I kind of like that.
Yeah, as much as it would upset, current, 40k demon players, but their whole life is about upsetting other people, so
Exactly.
You gotta die by the sword, essentially. So,
yep.
So having this revamp. I think Chaos would need to be revamped entirely to go with this new theme where basically Arcaphane is sort of leading them.
Well, we've had a revamp for Space Marines. Surely it's about due for Chaos, aren't we?
Fair? Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, we had the whole Space Marine range just redesigned from the front up. Yes, it was based on, basically they made what they already had, just made it a bit bigger, but they could do it. I don't think it would be too hard. And I think this is a turning point for that to happen.
And I'll be taking all the Xenos armies, and I'm going to be waiting for like 12th or 13th edition.
Oh, yeah, Xenos is still...
Yeah.
It's... I'm just thinking of a fun meme I could do where it's, like... Remember the Family Guy episode, and they were parrying the Brady Bunch when Oliver came in, and then Bobby... It's like, Bobby, you get back in the garage. You could have, like, an Eldar as Bobby. And it's like, hey, Games Workshop, can I have some new stuff as well? Bobby, you get back in the garage. We're looking at these new Chaos Demons.
Xenos, get out! We're trying to do Demons and Space Marines. We're doing Demons and Space Marines for 20 years, and we'll do them for 20 more with attitude like that.
So, yeah, with the new design like that, you could really make some cool demonic tanks with it. Yeah. And I think that's what, because, I was thinking of what you could do for Chaos Space Marines, just base of it. And, yeah, it would be something along the same line as the Soul Grinder, the Defiler. It's just more of that. More of this is what Chaos Space Marines and Demons need, because I'm pretty sure when that happens, they'll just merge the two factions together.
Ooh, that'd be a heck of a thing, yeah.
So you'll just have Chaos, or you'll have... whatchamacallit, because I think he's going to be Chaos Admech, but I think
Dark Mechanicum, yeah.
Dark Mechanicum, but I think it's going to be much more set together as a new Dark Imperium. I feel that's probably where things are going to go.
Well, so long as they still have infighting, I'm happy either way.
Oh, I mean, demons infight all the time, and so where you'd have your demons is when you were playing a specific God Legion like Death Guard, then you could summon in just the normal demons.
Yes.
But when you're undivided, I think that's where Arcaphane should come through and take over the whole thing.
Yep. You got the specialist alignment, you get the specialist demons, you got the generalist alignment, you get the cyborgs.
Exactly. I think that'd just be awesome.
Yep, that sounds good to me. Make it happen.
All right. I'll put some things together. So now we're looking at the specific one. So we're looking at Death Guard. Death Guard, I feel, have the biggest vehicle range, basically, of all the factions.
Oh, by far. They got some real good love on their demonic engines.
It's very fun. They just stuck to the whole, like, they're old-timey warfare guys. They're trench fighters. They're there for attrition. It's like the same side of the coin of that Krieg's on. It's like Krieg and Death Guard. They're like, two sides of the same coin. So much of their style and everything just reflects it. So yeah, there isn't much you can add vehicle-wise for Death Guard. They've pretty much got it. So the only thing I would add personally is I would take this crawler, Plague Burst Crawler, and I'd put a Flesh Mower on the front, and just make it close combat weapons, and yeah, just have it mowed down. It's kind of like the grinder for the cults, Gene Stealer cults.
Yes.
Just have this come through and just mow down everyone just in a solid tank form, and just put more like Plague Burst on it.
Exactly. You like with the contagion rules, if you can cram a tank into melee combat with units that can't then just immediately obliterate it, you're crippling the center of their army. It's a very strong option to just be like, take this tank and push it right into their lines. Yeah,
that's why the new one, the bombardment one, that's going to be so the Mortarian's Hammer. When I get that up and running, I'll bring that next tournament. I think that's going to do far better than I was hoping. That's going to be cruel. but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, that's all I want for Nurgle. You thought like having a big support sort of guy?
Yeah, I got kind of deep into the paint on the rhinos, actually, because I was thinking each of the 4 specific factions get their own rhino. Like, what did I have? So, like, Death Guard get a rhino that has basically no armor, only has a demon save, has a ton of wounds attached to it, and then just can resupply poxwalkers and heal without resupplying other infantry units nearby. It sits in the middle of an infantry formation and just sort of like belches out additional poxwalkers and heals them with just endless.
Yeah, it's basically like a mini Great Unclean one.
Yeah.
That's, just there to... Oh, it'd be like a big frog.
Yeah, pretty much.
It'd be like a big frog and it just vomits up more poxwalkers.
Just imagine the back half is a rhino and the front half is this obscene large mouth with a disgusting boil-ridden tongue coming out the front of it.
That's horrific. That is really horrifying. That is some Trench Crusade stuff.
Hell yeah.
Alright, we're all for it. Yeah, I think either of those are good. Yeah, so after Death Guard, we got Emperor's Children.
We're actually a faction now.
And they have no tanks. They have none. I don't get it. They had, like, look at this guy, the Sonic Dreadnought. He used to be someone. I used to be somebody.
Not anymore, you're not.
No. And again, it's like I was saying with leaning in, because it's like, oh, it's got Sonic weaponry, because it's Emperor's Children. Basically, it's very one, cacophonic. How do I say that word? Cacophony. Cacophony.
Something like
Cacophony, but it's as a describing word. All right.
I think you have with cacophonic.
That sounds wrong.
It doesn't sound right. But hey, it's Emperor's Children. It's not supposed to sound
That is
right.
true. That is true. It's supposed to be hard. Oh dear, it's supposed to be hard. Oh no. Anyway.
Well, there goes your sponsors.
There we go.
Sorry.
There we go. So yeah, and it's as simple as just putting the Sonic weapons on like a Predator,
Yep.
And having it that specifically that's their thing. Because I don't think they would have a new big design. I don't think it'd be because even the new ones like whatchamacallit, World Eaters, they got a lot of cool stuff. They didn't. And they still have tanks, they still have Mauler Fiends and stuff. They don't have specific ones. So I think you just take what you already have. Maybe even just take a Forge Fiend. Put Sonic cannons on that. Yeah, but I guess what they really just need is the Predator. Because they don't have tanks. They just need a tank.
Yes, they need a tank. They absolutely... I think what they could do is they could have like a corrupted Exorcist.
Oh, that's what we were saying. Yeah, you take the Sonic thing. Yeah, make it definitely look like an Exorcist. So yeah, you have all this sound just coming off it. It would probably what you'd do as well. Because remember in Dawn of War, I guess Dawn of War 2. Remember how you could take your Noise Marines and then you could enter the Sonic Blast mode where they just lay out that layer of waves and it makes everyone suppressed and basically unable to walk towards them. You could set the Sonic tank to do that as well. Just move up forward and just let off a massive area of just shockwave where it would make movement almost impossible in that area.
Yeah, it is a fast-moving faction, and if you can control how your enemy moves, that really solidifies what you're doing. It's like movement on the battlefield belongs only to you, and everyone else is just going to have to deal with it.
Exactly. It's not there to so much do damage as it is control the battlefield progression. Yeah. So I feel that is very much missing for Emperor's Children. Thousand Suns. So Thousand Suns actually have their Predator and stuff. They're actually not bad. I made the whole video about it. They're pretty fun rules, what they have. But as you were saying, is they sort of need like this war shrine, where a tank or like a Rhino chassis that is also going to be helping do psychic shenanigans and such.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of things you can do with something like this. Like, imagine cramming a sorcerer into a tank to give that tank an artillery attack. Like, I think first of all it would work with the sorcery points. They have Cabal points. I think it could do stuff with having any cultists or just sorcerers nearby, helping them with a psychic check a turn or something like that. But just a support tank to help the psychers be more psycher.
Oh, you could make it Zangor themed.
You could make it Zangor themed.
I know you wanted more, Space Marine guys, but how about a big, more Zangors? I know you want more goats. Have a bunch of goats.
Just imagining the J. Jonah Jameson of Sieges going, "Get me more Zangors!"
Essentially. Because, they made that meme for the new, the robots. And it's like, they're also Zangors. It's like, how about some new robots? Ooh, it's also Zangor. Ah. So, yeah, something like that would be cool. A nice support tank. Because I think their tanks do enough damage on their own. Because they've got Land Raiders, and they got great cannons there. Everything's got great armor piercing, so everything's going to be able to take things down pretty easily. So, yeah, it'd be cool. Mobile, worship point.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. All right. I think that's the end of Chaos. Oh no, it isn't. I completely flat out lied. World Eaters. World Eaters is after W comes after T. Like I said, this is where I want my Ursus pattern Land Raider. Just instead of guns, it's got a big Ursus claw, and what the Land Raider does is just, if it shoots, if it hits, you just move either closer to the target or the target moves closer to you, and if the people inside charge a tank or whatever, a large thing that's been attacked by the Ursus claw, it gives them a bonus to charge and probably a bonus to hit or something. It would basically, the support aspect that usually comes out from the fire support from disembarking like a predator, a razorback, you would sort of get that if it's been Ursus clawed.
Yeah. It's gonna get your admittedly lacking for ranged attacks infantry into the melee combat they so richly deserve to take part in. And it's going to do it the most logically classic World Eaters way possible.
Yeah, it's just so fitting for them. Because I don't, everyone's a berserker, everything's just trying to be Khan. Every model that World Eaters do, it's trying to be Khan. But nothing's trying to be Larita Sarin. No, nothing's trying to be the ship. And the ship, I think, is that's so good. That's such a pivotal part of World Eaters in the lore. So having more Ursus claws, because like I said, it was only used really on the ship, and there were a couple of times it was used by the Titans that followed them around. Bring it back. Just bring it back to 40k. They don't need to abandon the Ursus claws. Everyone would love that. So bring it back, and you could also put, like you were thinking, I'd put a big grinder. Remember in Tiberium's Sun, the grinder tank?
Yeah, there was that underground flamethrower, the Devil's Tongue.
Yeah, but basically put that where it's got the two, it's like the pillars that all the spikes. Put that on the front of it as well, so when it also charges in into the grinder it goes. Yes.
We need more grinding action in this game.
Put that.
I can only say that now that the Emperor's Children has passed. We need more grinding action in this game.
Exactly. World Eaters grinding. Traditional grinding. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, I feel that would be awesome for World Eaters. Like I said, they don't really need it. Their shooting is good. Their shooting is too good. I gotta make a video on that. It went under the radar because I wasn't expecting World Eaters to be such a shooty faction, but they are. And it's specifically tank shooting faction, and I missed out of it because I wasn't expecting it. No one was. So yeah, that's it for Chaos. That's for realsies this time, I think. Yes. So Eldar. This was also an interesting one because, as we were saying, they don't need anything.
They're a very well supported army in terms of just diversity of models and units.
Because even the Fire Prism has a massive anti-tank blast, and it's got an anti-infantry blast it can cycle between. It's got so many weapon options. It's so... Yeah, you can pretty much do anything with the tanks they have. They all have their own specific role.
And that linked fire is just crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah, that too. So, yeah, they really don't need anything. So what you were thinking was take it and just make a close combat type tank.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what I was thinking was, yeah, we take the old... Because this is the old... this is an epic model. But yeah, the old way they had their Titans was they were these centaur-like things. So have like this centaur-like tank that, yeah, sort of a big wraith construct.
Yep. So we're talking like Wraith Lord size, and its whole deal is you find a target, you charge into it.
Pretty much, and it acts like a, yeah, just a ramming tank. So a big, like essentially it's a walker, but it's also, it has like one job, and it doesn't really fight in close combat. All it does is charge. That's the thing. It's not supposed to stay in combat. You'd let this thing fall back and then charge again. And probably it would have a rule where it can only go in a straight line. But then it like gets bonuses to charging and such. If it didn't do any turns. So again, it would sort of act like more of a walker, like a knight thing, but that's close enough because they don't have any actual tanks they need. So yeah, this would take that sort of place. Alright, so now Dark Eldar, they're a weird one. So you thought about just getting this, like a bigger Talos engine?
Kinda, yes. So like, functionally speaking, I'm thinking something, because everything they have is skimmers. Something that's nasty in close quarters, short range shooting, melee attacks, the works. It's beefy, and canonically speaking, you don't care about it. You just chuck it into the midst of things and have at it. So like, and lore-wise, I can imagine it. Oh, we're just going to leave this on the world in case someone comes to check on them. We want to leave a present for them.
So it's like, what if we gave this guy legs and we completely armored him?
Yep.
So there's like no flesh showing.
And we put blades on the legs and maybe some weird independent targeting weapons on the back, and it's just this armored abomination that's going to be a real problem if it gets close.
Okay, yeah, I can sort of visualize it. So it'd kind of be like, yeah, like a servitor gun, or like the Soul Grinder essentially, where it's yeah, designed to just wreak havoc and go berserk. Yep. But be large enough that it's, yeah, a big shock. Ooh, sort of
I just had a lore idea. What if this is what happens to the Archons that fail real space raids?
Ah. You turned it. Ooh, and that's a nice D&D reference, because you could say like Dark Eldar being turned into Dryder. It'd be the same thing. This is your failure. You're now a space metal Dryder.
Yep. And it's your job to just go mad and kill everything that we don't like.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suit. It's like their version of like a Penitent engine.
Exactly.
Yeah, but even bigger, because why not? We're twisted, and like, it's not just we're turning you into this big monster, we're also turning you into a vehicle. It's like, you shouldn't exist, but we're making you exist.
Yep. And that is so Dark Eldar.
Exactly.
It didn't need to exist, but we thought, why not?
Yeah, we did it because we thought it would be funny. So that's horrifying. But yep, I could see that. It's like, what if H.R. Geiger designed a tank? That's what it would be.
Yep, pretty much.
I love Geiger. All right. Next. Oh, Gene Stealer Colts. Yeah, you just need a land train.
Yep. They need a heavy tank that's not like a rock grinder again, but an actual heavy tank. And the land train, I think, works great.
Yeah.
It would be... I figure it's kind of like... Rather than being an individual model by itself, it can be a unit where you've got the head of the land train, and that's more or less what you're looking at there, with some heavier weapons possible, and then you can attach a couple cars behind it. They have to stay in the formation, but it also means that this thing has a huge footprint. You can screen off parts of the board with it, and just crazy amounts of firepower coming off of it.
I mean, exactly. It's like Chaos Dwarfs with the artillery trains. It's just like that, and yeah, you just have it where, yeah, you can customize it like that. And like I said, it fits the theme because, yeah, you took a big transport vehicle, reinforced it, and that's the weapon now. It fits perfectly because you modified just menial stuff and turned it into a giant weapon. So yeah, it's just perfect. Like I said, the models are there. They're Necromunda, so they're better models already. I was gonna say, and yeah, it reminds me of Mad Max as well, with the giant lorry that they've in Fury Road.
Exactly.
You have this super heavy tank that's driving, and you got other smaller tanks trying to take it out, and you're just smashing through. You're shooting at them.
War gear options you could put on this thing.
Yeah, so it's
you could weld anything to this thing.
Yeah, you could do so much Fury Roads sort of stuff with it. Like you could do big this versus Speed Freaks. Yeah, it would fit so many fun engagements.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would love for them to do this. I don't know why they haven't already done this.
I'm sure it's right behind the list of yet more Space Marine models.
Oh yeah, they got to get through all that. First. All right. Votan. We just need Betsy. That's
yep.
As we said. So it would be a crawler tank. And yeah, it wouldn't have a crew. It'd just be all like Ironkin sort of controlled. And it would walk over terrain because that's what it does. It just climbs over everything. And you could set it up so it has its shield thing. It could generate a shield barrier. I could even see it like deep striking in.
That could be cool. And it's like, this is support, or you can push it ahead of your infantry because it's tough enough to take the damage.
Yeah, and I'd see it having like maybe 2 weapon loadouts. One's like a big artillery piece, and one's like normal traditional battle cannon, where it's trying to be up the front, and one's like more of a siege tank, where you'd move it in place, turn it into siege mode, like in StarCraft, and it would just shoot long range like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this would be perfect for them, because it's just something that needs to defy gravity and just always be moving.
Exactly.
You could see this thing, yeah, just clinging to an asteroid and just crawling all over it.
Yeah, we need to go more to the space miners, not the on-ground miners. I think Votan and Gene Stealer Colts both have like the mining aesthetic, and we need to distance them from each other.
Well, yeah, one's very high-tech space mining, one's we're menial serfs. We're basically like slave miners. Well, we're doing this because, yeah, I guess Gene Stealer Colt, we're doing this because we have to do it so if someone makes profit, whilst Votan is, we're the ones making the profits and taking it. So you got, yeah, that 2 sides of the capitalist venture.
Exactly. You get Mad Max your Gene Stealers and robot up your Votan, and just like have at it. Because robots don't have to look like infantry. If the mine can go anywhere, make the robot a tank.
Exactly. They only kept it looking like people because that's how they got away with it, because they said, oh, this is not a artificial intelligence, it's like a person. Look, it's got arms and legs. That's not a robot. Look at it. It can wave to you.
Look under the helmet. Yeah,
exactly.
No, don't look under the helmet. He doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think that's what we need for our Votan. Yeah, let's just lean into the rock and stone lifestyle. It's what everyone wants.
Exactly.
Necrons. You're saying we take...
Please get a medium tank.
So we take the Triarch stock. So what's the big construct? Night guy. So we gotta bridge the gap between this and that.
Yes. Like a large spider, but not huge.
Yeah. I guess what would its... Because the Triarchs are very interesting, because they're the only Necron models that come with melters, and they have the other... the particle beamer.
Yep. They have like a combination heavy flamer melter gun. They have what is essentially the modern day assault cannon or auto cannon. Like it's mid-range, good shooting, good damage. And then you have like what was previously a pair of heavy gas cannons, now just like a gas array, and it's genuinely very good at frying elite infantry, which is not something the faction needs in abundance.
So yeah, what I'm thinking is you do more of a, I guess more of a horde clearer, I think, and just make it more defender, because Triarch Stalker, call it a Triarch Defender, so it'd be more heavily armored. These guys have a 3-up save.
They do, but they also have their 4-up involved.
Yeah, I think maybe give this guy a 2-up save instead. Maybe not give it so much of an invuln, just give it a 2-up armor save. Reinforce it more, kind of like what's the tank we like? The Forge World one for Necrons.
Oh, the Tesseract Arc.
Yeah, the Tesseract Arc, because that has actual front armor on it. So you put some front armor on like one of these things, maybe give it a higher platform, make it look, I guess, more like the Tombstalker, how it has like more of a caterpillar. So you'd make this, maybe like more of a scorpion.
Yeah,
where it's longer, flatter, and it's higher up, so it has like a higher vantage point.
You call it the you call it the Triarch Prosecutor.
Ooh, Prosecutor works. Yeah, Prosecutor or Defender, something like that. And it's designed to just, push things back. Because the Triarch, their lore is about keeping order, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have...
They are basically not quite inquisitors, not quite custodies, but if an overlord were to defy their vaunted rules of combat, they're just like, sorry, you shouldn't have did that, and just execute them on the spot.
Yeah, they're sort of like judges. Oh, you could have him like on a big, like, judge throne with like a hammer, and he's like, I sentence you to...
I sentence you to die!
Exactly. So you could have him as that. He's like a big court. He's on his court.
I want the model to have the scorpion crazy melee because a whole bunch of legs, and then just one judgment hammer strike.
Yes, it'd be like so. Yeah, it's
character.
Yeah, it's like a tomb scorpion. Oh man, that's perfect. All right, I need to build this. And yeah, I guess it's, you'd either have it so it's more against taking out characters, or because it's there to I guess this guy's here to sort of view. Stalker's there to like give out judgment, whilst the other guy is there to deliver the punishment.
Yes.
So you could have them working as both sides of law and order.
And with enough fleshing out, you can finally have a Praetorian detachment.
Yeah, have their own thing where it's like they're not about serving a specific dynasty. They're just about enforcing the laws that all Necron dynasties should be living with. Yep.
Well, in the criminal justice system, certain non-Necron life forms don't deserve to live. This is the Special Vaporization Unit.
Doo-doo. Yeah, I'd like that. All right, cool. Man, this is really good.
Who's next?
Necrons. I think we're down to orcs.
It's the boys.
Yeah, just bring back my kill tank. Give me back my friggin' kill tank. I love to look at it. It's so glorious.
It's like we have the battle wagon, That's nice. It is essentially a transport. Give us the big tank.
Yeah. Yeah, it had such fun rules. It did so much cool stuff.
Just you can have whatever for the main cannon of this thing. Maybe it's a random number of shots. Maybe it's a blast weapon. Maybe for some reason it auto hits stuff within 12 inches. Who knows? It's an orc weapon. It probably doesn't do what you think it will. But it would be really nice if you could give the main cannon of this thing 5 up ballistic skill and heavy. And just have this thing sit there and be like, I think we can hit that.
Well, yeah, the old rule was if you were in half range, then you got the +1 to hit.
Ooh, yeah, that'd work.
Because this thing was designed to just keep moving forward. It had its ramming shield, which basically did its own version of tank shock when it charged into someone. So, yeah, it's similar to, like we said, the Knight Vindicator, the other stuff. It's designed to be a close combat tank as well. Yeah, like I said, I miss this guy a lot.
Yep. We've got the Stomper.
Yep, we have enough Stompers, we have enough Gorkamorks. Give us back a legitimate tank, not just a transport, not just those beast snagger boys where it's sort of like, oh, well, it's mostly like it's driven by a big monster. It's not driven by an engine. So, yeah, bring us back the legitimate old school tank where, orcs built stuff.
Yep.
I want to go back to that. They weren't just savage. I guess, yeah, that's what they're going. You got the two distinct. They're going to more savage orcs versus like traditional orcs. And that's where they sort of put the focus, the last sort of update for orcs. It's just all savagery. But it's like, no, they're not just that. Yeah, so that's what I want. I just want the kill tank back.
Yep.
Then we got Tau. We forgot to mention Tau. But Tau are pretty solid as well. The only thing I want to see is bring back this guy. So he had the twin accelerator cannons on he was a hammerhead. So don't make it as... Because before, this used to be its own variant. You had the hammerheads with like T7s. This was the TX7 or something. So it wasn't the same vehicle. You don't have to choose between bringing one or the other. This is a different form. It's got its own profile.
Yes. I think they've got some very good shooting across the entire army. Obviously, they could use this. They need a bit of chaff clearing. They need to be able to just wipe away hordes.
Because, yeah, like I said, when I was using it, it's pretty much you have the railgun and you have the ion cannon. The ion cannon sort of does the same job as the railgun. It's just in multiple shots rather than just one big shot.
Yep.
So I think the ion cannon is more reliable. So the ion cannon is anti-elite infantry, anti-heavy infantry, anti-large, while it's the hammerhead with the railgun, that's anti-very large. So large, it's obscene. So, yeah, this is anti-small, and they had this variant, but they're gone now, like many things from Forge World. So, yeah, they need the twin accelerator cannons, burst cannons, the bigger burst cannons, just to be able to clear out some hordes.
I think it would just work, and it then becomes a question of, I think, not whether you take this tank, it's what loadouts you're really going to need. Pretty
much, yeah. Because you could even put some flamers on it or something, just something different.
You give the Farsight Enclave something to run with their battle suits.
Yeah. I don't think they need any more suits. They don't need any more. Yeah, they're set. And lastly, we have Tyranids. So your idea was, so this is the Turvagun or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's its name, where it's just it's just summoning more of your Hormagons and stuff. But
yeah, pretty much.
You think you have like probably a small, like a Carnifex sized one of these That's like like the Bastillodon with the rejuvenation crystal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think we could stand something that helps other chaff units. Like, make it so it's actually bad at combat, bad at range. Like, it is not designed to shoot at all, but it heals the units around it by sprays of stuff, and like smaller units of gaunts, it can provide models to instead of spawning whole new units.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
just it helps keep the mass infantry wave grinding forward.
yeah, because it would be good to use in conjunction with I think it's the Venosmut. It's the one that has that smoke cloud coming out of it.
Yes.
Stuff that it's near. I think it just gives a penalty to shoot or whatever. Whilst this is, sort of like a different version of that, where it's bringing stuff, but it's healing stuff in a way. That could be neat. Kind of like the what's the Necron one of that? The little stalker guy.
I should know this. It's the
Yes.
Canoptic Reanimator.
Yeah, it's basically a reanimator, but as like that, like I said, that Venom guy, or like a Carnifex type thing. You know, you probably model it, have it like a big brain looking thing on it. Be really gross looking. And trying to think what the model would look like, because how would it give the healing? Because would it just reinforce, would it give birth to more, or would it?
I think some it could give birth to, but I think a lot of it'd be like sort of like a spore cloud spraying out of tubes on the side, which helps staunch wounds, accelerate regeneration, that sort of thing.
Ah, cool. And it could probably do that to help like other big monsters as well. What if it's like a monster healer as well?
It could do that.
Yeah,
could
so
run a full Ripley army with this guy.
Yeah, so you could regenerate like Carnifex, like have it running behind the Carnifex just to restore the wounds it takes and such.
And while it's not good in combat or anything like that, it would have a decent armor save, and like the Canoptic Reanimator, it's healing itself the whole time, so it has like a 4-up feel no pain as well.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I could see that working. Have it as just so... It's something there to keep it so when things get to the front and they start falling apart, you know, they've got a way to sort of come back. It's not just the left on their own. Because I think a lot of stuff with NIDs, especially the larger stuff, is once they get surrounded, once they get pinned down, they lose how deadly they are. It's not like a custodian, where custodians can just walk through, you know, deal out punishment, take some punishment, and just keep walking forward as if nothing's happened.
Yep.
NIDs are they need to stay together more.
And this guy becomes like your force multiplier. He's like, he keeps all the other NIDs around him dangerous for longer.
Yeah. I think that would sort of really fill out that support network that they already have. All right, cool. So, that's it for all the factions.
Yeah.
Wow,
Jeez, it's been a bit of a talk, hasn't it?
It's been an hour and 20 minutes. Well, actually, because I cut some... It's been like an hour and 15 minutes.
Nice.
So, that'll be good. But yeah, I guess the things to take away is Chaos need to be doomified.
Yep.
More specific Space Marine Legions need to lean more into what they're about. Just stop beating around the bush. We know you love wolves, so just lean in. We know that you love frost. Just put more on it. Just fill things out. It's all right if not everything is its own special snowflake. Just fill it.
Pretty much.
So I think the future for what can happen with tanks still looks pretty bright. Yep. I don't think there's too many tanks in the game. There's probably enough, but there could always be more.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, well, that'll be the end of this one. Let us know what you think, what tanks you'd like to see, how you'd like these ones. If anyone could draw, I would love to see some of the drawings of the ideas we had. I wish I could draw. But and I ain't one for supporting AI, so that leaves that option out. We're not about that. So, yeah.
If anyone would go crazy and make up some STLs, I'd like to see those as well.
Yeah, that's fun stuff. I might get into that in the future.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's the end of this one. So, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Next time.